Hello, I'm Anthony David Hobbs, and this is my review of Battlestar Galactica, episode 24, The Hand of God. And this is it. This is the end of Battlestar Galactica. It's all over from here. Well, technically not completely over. There was a spin-off a couple of years later, and of course the reboot of Battlestar Galactica in 2003. Well, it depends what you mean by the end. It's the end of Battlestar Galactica as we know it. Yes, nothing was the same after this. They did different versions of it, yeah. So my favourite version came to an end, yeah. And Sheba. There is no different version of Sheba in the reboot. Yeah, this is the last time we ever see Sheba, and that's a shame. The actress that plays Sheba, Anne Lockhart, she was a voice actor, did one of the characters in Total Recall in 1990. So there's another connection between this and lots of other sci-fi franchises, yeah. Anyway, and the other obvious connection is the actor that played Boltar, he played a Klingon in the original Star Trek. Okay. But it is very sad. This is the last episode of Battlestar Galactica, but it is a really good episode, yeah, called The Hand of God. And, we'll find out why it's called that in a minute, because on the boosters of the Galactica, just above one of the boosters, there's like an observation dome. Don't they have an observation dome in 2 episodes of Red Dwarf 2? Yeah, I believe they do, except this predates that. This is about 10 years before that. Anyway, Apollo has found this cool thing, this great discovery. He takes his 3 main friends to the observation dome, or the glass bubble, whatever you like to call it. It's like it's on a pillar above one of the boosters, and it can fit about 4 people in it, this big glass, and the glass bubble, the metal, like flower petals, open up, and you can see like a 360-degree view of outer space. It's all so open, yeah. And Sheba's impressed. She says, yeah, I love it. Yeah, it's great, yeah. And it's like riding in the hand of God, yeah. And because when you sit, if you're standing in the hand of a god, you can see so much more. You can see everything. So having a more worldly view, observing a lot more from there, yeah. And anyway, while they're there, Apollo sits in the main control thing and he admires his ancestors. Oh yeah, nobody's been here for centuries. Because you see, the Galactica is about 500 years old. And that's an old observation dome that hasn't been used for many, many decades, yeah. Most people have forgotten it even existed, yeah. Anyway, so yes, it's showing respect for your ancestors, yeah. And Apollo, he admires his ancestors. It was more of a challenge back then to do space exploration. Then he lets Sheba take a turn. She sits in the chair, looks at the readings and everything. And she says, oh, what's this here? What are these funny readings on this? And Apollo goes, oh, that's gamma readings, yeah, but they're outdated. We don't use them anymore. And she says, well, someone does. There's a signal. Someone's signalling us. And they look at it, but the voice is all crackled and strange. They can't make any sense out of it. All they do see is a blurred-looking spaceship. And Starbuck's like, I've never seen a spaceship like that before. And Apollo says, I have. That's, from our ancestors, the 13th tribe. That's the kind of spaceships they used. Very primitive, but they were capable of doing great distances. So they wake up Boomer in the middle of the night and they say, this is important, deadly serious, yeah. And he's better at communications than they are, and he can't make out the sound. It's all muffled and crackled, but he does know this much. It's from a long way away. It's intergalactic, billions of miles away, yeah. The problem is he doesn't know how long that signal has been travelling. It could be 10 years, 100 years, or 10,000 years, so clearly from a long way away, but they can't decipher how long that signal has been transmitting, yeah. Okay, so obviously they get the commander involved, yeah. And he says, well, yes, this is a mystery. It could be from Earth, or clearly someone's sending a signal. Are they sending a signal to a specific person, to anyone in general? Is it SOS? Well, we don't know. And he says, okay, he orders, Sheba, Apollo, and Starbuck to get in their Vipers and go and have a look where that signal is transmitting from. Well, how will that help? They'll be no closer to it. It's billions of miles away. He goes, well, any clue is a good one. Just go in where the signal's coming from and tell them what you find. So they get in their Colonial Vipers, zoom off, yeah. Apollo finds a planet and no life forms. Sheba finds a planet, no life forms, yeah. And then Starbuck, he finds what looks like a third planet. Well, I say planet. It's a brown lump of rock. No atmosphere, nothing of any interest at all. So, no, they're none the wiser. Then, suddenly, Starbuck, he's found something, a signal. There's something there, something on the other side of that planet. What is it, life forms? I don't know. Hang on, get a bit closer. And he goes, oh, no, quick, everyone get out of here fast. It's a Cylon base ship. So they all get the heck out of there, yeah? It is indeed a Cylon base ship. Yes, Starbuck recognises that signal in seconds. Did it see them at all? Well, they don't know. They don't hang around to find out. They get quickly. And anyway, on board this Cylon base star, there are Cylons. There's no machine leader, no imitation Imperious leader, but it is commanded by golden Cylons. All the rest are silver. Their commander is golden, and he has a deep electronic voice. And they haven't seen Vipers, but they've seen a slight hint of movement out there, possibly a spacecraft. So the golden leader, he orders them to send a patrol out just to make sure. Oh, so yes, they haven't been seen yet, but there's a possibility that the goodies will be seen. And Adama and Starbuck and Apollo and all the others are really disappointed. We thought we'd lost the Cylons for good. Yes, we all did, yeah. And then I remember me, the viewer, asking this question, wait a minute. In the previous episode, War of the Gods, I thought Count Ibley got rid of the Cylons once and for all. Yeah, deliver their enemy. He didn't. Something else delivered their enemy, but Count Ibley took full credit for it, yes. And secondly, Boltar, yes, he did indeed surrender to them in the episode War of the Gods, but Boltar, it wasn't Ibley, something else made him surrender, and also he doesn't command the entire Cylon Empire, he just commands a small part of it, so yes. The Cylons that were following them have gone, but not literally all the Cylon Empire in general, yeah. In other words, the Cylons, there's two different ways you can hunt an enemy. You can either follow your enemy wherever he goes, or wait for him. Yes, which is what they've been doing with the base star. It's right on the outer rim of the galaxy, yeah. So, yes, they are relentless. The Cylons are determined to find them and destroy them, yeah. They don't give up that easily. But I remember thinking, finally, we're going to have an episode of Cylons and space battles. After all those episodes of No Cylons, finally, it feels like a regular episode of Battlestar Galactica. And this is vintage action, yeah. So I was quite relieved that the last episode, it ends with a bang. Yeah, really good story. Then we cut back to the briefing room. Colonel Ty is showing them a model of a base star, saying, here it is, it's an orbiting killer, capable of destroying every ship we have, including the Galactica. It can fire about 300 Cylon radars from all these docking bays. And as if that wasn't enough, it has laser cannons all around. And it's round, so it has a 360-degree view. It can shoot you from every possible angle. So Colonel Ty tells it how it is, that this is going to be extremely dangerous, yeah. I always thought of the Cylon base ship as totally original, unlike anything else. But looking back, no, it has borrowed some ideas off the Death Star. Like, well, it's round, isn't it? It can shoot from every angle. It's round. And it has a core, just like a sphere has a core, yeah. But no, I think the Cylon base, it looks different enough and similar enough to the base of the Death Star, yeah. It's a bit more subtle. Whereas the, the Colonial Viper, anything but subtle. It looks very similar to an X-Wing. And then Adama says, we do have one advantage, the element of surprise. Yes, so we can get them before they know we're there. Send out a squadron of Vipers, and the Galactica itself will shoot laser cannons and blow it to bits, yeah. Oh yeah, just one thing. They do have the option of not going into battle at all. No, just ignore the Cylon base star, backtrack a lot, and go round this bit of the galaxy another way. And but Dom says, no, I'm tired of running. Let's fight. Let's destroy it. Yeah, let's be brave. Okay, his attitude has changed a lot. In the episode The Living Legend, Commander Kane says, let's fight the Cylons, kill the lot of them. But Adama says, no, that is impractical. Running away is the best, most safest option. There's too many Cylons, we can't possibly destroy them all. Okay, he's changed his mind since then. He wants to fight, yeah. But for me, you're caught between a rock and a hard place. If you leave that Cylon base and leave it alone, do nothing, it might send patrol vehicles that find you. But if you destroy it and destroy all their raiders, then if it doesn't report anything to other Cylon base ships, they'll come and investigate, you know. So yeah, it's a difficult one, that. I suppose the answer is destroy the base ship before it reports anything. Get the heck out of there as fast as you can. So that way, even if other Cylons do go there, you will have disappeared without a trace, yeah. And, Starbuck speaks to Apollo and he says, Apollo, why are you looking at the model of the base ship? What are you thinking? What's your plan? And Apollo says, the only way, the Cylons haven't seen us, not yet. But if we go into battle, they'll see us, you know. The only way we can definitely win is if they don't see it at all. And, Starbuck says, well, what do you suggest then? We just send a man to go inside the base ship and destroy their scanners? That's not a bad idea. He goes, what do you mean? No, I was being sarcastic. No, I was joking. And Apollo says, we have a Cylon radar. We could use that to get in without detection. And yes, he has made a very good point, yeah. And then after that, Adama speaks to Baltar and says, if you tell us the secret, where is the scanner room? He goes, why should I tell you that? If you do, you can have your freedom. So Baltar considers it. Well, how do you define freedom? Well, you'll be on a planet, a habitable planet, plenty of food and drink. Oh, so I'm marooned then. Well, it's better than the prison guard. Well, I have to have some hope of rescue. It's all right, you can have communications devices, but only for a short range. If a spaceship ever passes, then you might have a chance of leaving that planet. And he goes, well, when will you give me my freedom? After the base ship is destroyed. Well, what if I'm destroyed but before? He says, well, that's a chance you'll have to take, yeah. So Baltar's a bit reluctant, but he agrees to do it. He tells them what they need to know. Go to the core of the base ship, and then underneath that is the main scanner room. Put as many bombs as you can in there, and it'll make the base ship totally blind, yeah. And then, oh yes, another thing. Okay, back on board the Galactica. Sheba goes and talks to Apollo and says, you really do want to get yourself killed, don't you? Ever since your wife died, you've done the most dangerous missions ever, you know. It's very sad that your wife is dead, yes, but life must go on. You've got to stop doing these suicide missions, you know. And Apollo says, this is nothing to do with that. I do this mission anyway. And she says, well, I don't want you to be killed. I don't want you to die. And then Apollo realizes she's hinting at something else. And Sheba says, you know, we started out as friends, but then you treated me like an outsider. But then after that, you welcome me into your circle of friends. And all we do is snap at each other. Did it ever occur to you that maybe we snap at each other for no reason at all because we're hiding our secret feelings? So she's in love with him. And she kisses him and Apollo kisses her back. Yeah. Wait a minute. Two people that were initially good friends then snapped at each other for no reason. And then after that fall in love. That's Empire Strikes Back, Han Solo and Princess Leia. Except this episode predates that. It was broadcast a year before Empire Strikes Back. So again, Star Wars copying ideas of Galactica. After all that lecturing from George Lucas, how Battlestar Galactica copied Star Wars, well, it seems to work the other way round. Star Wars films copying ideas of Galactica, yeah. Anyway, Starbuck and Apollo, they use the Cylon radar. They drive it. They use two joysticks, even though I'm pretty sure the Cylons, they only have one control bit to drive it. Yeah, but for whatever reason, they have two. So they drive it. They get on the base star fine. They put loads of bombs in the place, run for it, get the heck out of it as fast as they can, yeah. Barely escape with their lives, yeah. And then after that, a whole attack. And then the Cylon base ship, it can see the Galactica, yet how can it see it? I thought it was totally blind. How can it see the Galactica? Well, it does, yeah. And they open fire. The Galactica opens fire on it. Starbuck and Apollo have gotten away. And then loads of epic space battles everywhere. Vipers and Raiders shooting here, there and everywhere. Eventually, yes, after lots of laser cannon firing, the Galactica destroys the base ship. And the base ship blows up in loads of sparks everywhere, yeah. So that's the end of that. And then this happens at the end. Apollo has gone to the observation dome again. And Starbuck says, why are you here? You know, we're meant to celebrate. We've won a great battle. And Apollo says, I'm looking at this signal, the one that's possibly from Earth. And Starbuck says, don't you see? There never was a signal that was coming from Earth. It was a trick by the Cylon base ship to lure us out, to make us go there. And Apollo says, I'm not so sure. I think it's just coincidence that there was a signal from a distant planet and that base ship was in the way. I think that's coincidence. You sure? Well, no, I'm not sure. Well, anyway, either way, Apollo's waiting for another signal to come, but it doesn't happen. So they leave to go and enjoy the celebration. Now, they don't see this, but we, the audience, see a vague crackling transmission has come inside the dome, and it says, confirm the Eagle has landed. So it's the moon landing, so it's definitely from Earth. But it doesn't specify how long ago that transmission was. 10 years, 1,000 years? No, still a hint of mystery. We don't know what time period you're in. All that is clear is that message is definitely from Earth, and it's a definite hint that there's going to be more episodes of Galactica. Well, there weren't. Sadly, the show was cancelled, yeah. Well, there were more episodes, just in a very different version of Galactica. But that's the end of Battlestar Galactica, my favourite version, yeah. And it was cool to see Sheba in action one last time. Okay, thank you for watching. I'm Anthony Hobbs, and I'm never bored.